Hello everyone, welcome to the Aquashop WASABI Aquarium channel. In this episode, I'll be guiding you through how to make a 60cm Iwagumi layout. As you can see, there is an empty aquarium right behind me, and it needs some setting up to do. The goal of this new mini-series is to walk you through how to go from empty, adding substrate, placing stones, planting, and finally filling the aquarium to create a complete layout. The size of the aquarium that I will be using is 60 centimeters long, 30 centimeters wide, and 36 centimeters tall. This is what would be considered a quote-unquote standard 60 centimeter aquarium. A standard 60 centimeter aquarium is considered by many aquarists, from beginner to advanced, to be the easiest sized aquarium to make a beautiful layout in. That ease of setup is why I am using this aquarium as my example for this series. Next, let's talk about what stone I will be using. I will be using some ADA Ryuo stone for this layout, and there's a few good reasons why I chose this stone. First, it's a stone that generally has a lot of visually interesting texture and shapes to it. Then combine the shape with its lighter color palette, and you've got what is probably one of, if not the most popular hardscape material in the hobby. The word Iwagumi can be translated in a few ways, but the one I will use is that Iwagumi means a way of placing stones. And as that name implies, I will be showing you step by step on how to place your stones to get the best results. The main reason why I chose to make this mini-series is because I get comments, messages, and in-person requests every day asking to make an Iwagumi layout from start to finish. Many of these same people who have asked for a video have told me that they struggled to make a beautiful Iwagumi with only photos or other printed media, which is why they want to see me create one in video form. So I hope that by making this video, I can help you make the best Iwagumi possible. This video will also help you out if you fall under one of these next few categories. If you are someone who has experience making layouts with driftwood and not stones, or if you want to make your first Iwagumi, then this video should be very helpful. Otherwise, if you don't know exactly what size stones are best to make an Iwagumi, the quote-unquote concept of an Iwagumi, or if you are struggling to make the soil slope up towards the back of the aquarium, then I will be covering these topics as well, so keep watching. Here at my shop, which has been open for around 8 years now, I have set up dozens of display layouts, of which 20 or even 30 of them were Iwagumi layouts. Because I have a lot of previous experience with Iwagumis, I hope that you find this information to be reliable and helpful. Now let's move on to step number 1, setting up the substrate. Before doing anything inside of the aquarium, let me show you the rough sketch I made for how I want this Iwagumi to look. I recommend you do this as well, even if your drawing skills are not perfect. Making a sketch like this will help you create a beautiful aquascape more efficiently, so again, I highly recommend drawing one. First, let's set up the substrate. I'll start by adding one bag of ADA Power Sand Advanced S, which comes in a 2-liter size bag. The main benefit of using Power Sand is that it contains extra nutrients for healthier plant growth, so I recommend you use it for your layout. So we will pour the Power Sand in first, and then spread it out evenly on the bottom of the aquarium. For this step, I am using the ADA Sand Flattener, and it's a useful tool to have for when you want to get the soil or sand to be evened out, so I recommend using something like it for this step. Now, to make the front view the best it can be, I recommend that you don't spread the Power Sand all the way to the front glass. By leaving a small 2 to 3 centimeter gap from the front glass to the Power Sand, it makes it so that only the soil is visible from the front, which helps to make the view look that much better. Next, I'll be using some substrate additives. Here I will be using ADA's Clear Super, Bacter 100, and Tourmaline BC. The reason why you should use these additives is because it helps maintain a healthy substrate system for your plants, and it helps the soil to not break down as fast. These additives can't really be added after the aquarium has been filled with water, so I suggest that you add it in before filling your aquarium with water. Now I know these additives can be confusing, so I will teach you exactly what each of these additives do and their benefits, so that you have a better understanding of why we add them. First, let's talk about Clear Super and Bacter 100 together, as they are designed to work together. So Bacter 100 is essentially a powderized blend of beneficial bacteria that are in a state of rest, and Clear Super is like a food source for these bacteria. By using these two additives together, it helps to quickly establish your substrate system, which leads to faster and more healthy plant growth, especially in the beginning. Faster and more healthy plant growth is something that I'm sure people want in their aquarium, which is why I recommend you use them for your next layout. Also, if you're planning to run your aquarium for a long time, then I highly suggest using these two additives because they definitely help to achieve that goal. The reason why is that without a healthy medium for plants to grow from, then the plants themselves won't grow and be healthy. In a way, it's similar to the idea of using fertilizers. When you do this sort of soil prep from the very beginning, it helps to keep your plants healthy and growing for that much longer. For Tourmaline BC, I mainly recommend it for those of you who are planning to run your layout for a long time. Tourmaline BC has a dual purpose of helping to keep the substrate system healthy for longer, and it helps to aid the bacteria from the Bacter 100 stay healthy and thriving. So by using these three soil additives, the plants in your aquascape will not only grow fast and healthy, but will stay in that excellent condition for much longer, leading to a more beautiful aquarium. Next, let's add the soil. For this setup, I'll be using ADA Amazonia 2 as my soil. When you go to put it into the aquarium, I suggest you start from the gap we made at the front. I also recommend not to go in with the whole bag of soil all at once, because more often than not, the power sand will accidentally get pushed up to the front glass, which is something we want to avoid. Instead, I suggest you use some sort of soil scooper, like the one I'm using, so that you can avoid set accidents from happening. After you fill up the front area with soil, then you can pour in the whole bag. For most Iwagumi layouts, the soil is sloped to be higher towards the back of the aquarium. But in the very beginning, we actually don't want to make that slope. First, we want to start with a completely even level of soil, and then pile extra soil towards the back so that we can make that slope of soil. For how deep you want the soil to be in the very beginning, I recommend 2 to 3 centimeters, because when you go to pile your stones, some of that soil will get pushed up to the front, so you don't want to put in too much. Again, we want to start with a flat, even level of soil in the beginning, and then add the rest of the soil later. One thing you should be careful of is making the front area of soil too deep. This is due to the fact that if the soil at the front is very deep, it means that there is that much less viewing area from the front, causing the layout to look sort of claustrophobic. By making the front area of soil very low, the soil towards the back can be piled up that much higher, which leads to a stronger depth of view and a more dramatic layout. So for this video, I only talked about getting the substrate ready. So if you want to see the stones placed, the planting process, and then the finished layout, please keep your eyes peeled for the next few episodes coming soon. Thank you for watching and have a great day.